What is up, YouTube? This is Justin here at the Den of Nerds, and I've got some exciting news for you today. This is channel news, not any sort of nerdy news, but I hope you guys don't click away because we're really excited to be doing this going forward. So we at the Den want to be able to have something that provides you guys some sort of consistency, some sort of quick reference for something we are doing in our reviews. So we here at the Den have decided to introduce a review rubric going forward. And this is going to be our own little sort of review score guide, and we're going to be basically applying this and using this to help sum up all of our thoughts at the end of our videos. And I just wanted to go ahead and go over it with you guys. We want to make sure that there's no confusion as to what each of our scores mean, because there seems to have been a lot of confusion about review scores lately on the internet. A lot of people getting really mad for some reason. I don't really get it. But I got it on my phone right here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pull up all my info for you guys, and we're gonna get started. Alright, so I'm going to start from the bottom, going up, because we here at the Den like to end on a high note, and I'm only going to really go in depth and explain like 3 of the scores, because I know you people are going to be able to infer everything that we mean when I give you just a quick summary after the score. So, going to go ahead and get started here. A 0. We do have a 0 at the bottom of our score chart. And a 0 is something that is unplayable, unreadable, or unwatchable. This score is going to be handed out very, very rarely, and is only really for things that we cannot completely experience to give you an accurate review. Say a game comes out and has a game-breaking bug where we actually cannot finish it in order to give you guys a concise score that you need. Or that a book is printed and the entire print run of that book is missing some pages that are really important to the plot and really important to understanding the story. So this is more of a safety net score. I don't really see this handed out too much at all, actually. Going above that, which is far more likely to be handed out, is the 1, which is abysmal. 2 is very bad. 3 is bad. 4 is going to be below average. Next up, we got the 5. Now, a 5 here, now that I can get my hand in the camera, a 5 here is going to be an average. Average is our jumping off point for pretty much all of our reviews. We're going to try to go into every piece of media we look at with as unbiased of a look as we can, and start it from average, and then decide as we continue to look at it whether it deserves to go up or it deserves to go down. However it wants to show that to us. We got a 6, which is above average. A 7, which is where we finally start getting into good territory. And yes, a 7 is good. A 7 is not average. Like, it seems like some people on Metacritic like to believe that if anything has below a 7, it's absolute garbage. No, a 5 is average here on the Den, not a 7. An 8 is very good. A 9 is great. And a 10, the coveted 10, is going to be stellar. Now, I'm sure some of you are wondering, Justin, why isn't a 10 perfect? Well, we don't believe in perfect. There isn't a perfect. Perfect is subjective. I personally believe The Witcher 3 is perfect. That may not be the same for you. So, instead of perfect, we are going to use stellar. And a piece of media can obtain the stellar rating from the Den by doing one or more of the following things in the reviewer's opinion. That piece of media could overwhelmingly succeed in all aspects of what it's trying to do. So if we get a book that, really tries to make you feel for this main character while at the same time aptly tries to address this social issue with something that's happening in the world, while at the same time trying to provide you with action-packed sequences that just leave you on the edge of your seat, and it manages to do absolutely all of those things so very well, then it's going to get a 10, most likely. 10 can also be given to something that sets a whole new standard for that subset of media. So we can look at, say, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, which many will argue is the basis for pretty much every single open world game that has come out since then. Like, these games would not exist without Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time is something that we had never seen before, was absolutely insane. Then that piece of media might get a 10 from us. A 10 could be given to something that surpasses expectations in such a huge way that it is implausible. So let's say Duke Nukem Forever came out and was actually this absolutely insane masterpiece of a game that you could not do without. It had to be a part of everyone's game library after years of development hell, and just nobody thought it could reach that point. Then maybe Duke Nukem Forever might receive that 10. But we don't live in that fantasy world, so obviously not. 10 could also be given to something which could be considered an author's equivalent of their magnum opus. So, look, for example, Timothy Zahn. His Thrawn trilogy is considered by a lot of people to be, just the pinnacle of what he's written. Thrawn is one of the characters that is divine. His entire writing career, pretty much anyone that has delved into Star Wars EU at all knows who Great Admiral Thrawn is. Something like that might get a 10 from us. And a 10 could also be given to something that becomes the new pinnacle of that genre. So I'm just going to throw out something here. For example, let's go ahead and say you're watching generic sci-fi film X, and someone who's really into movies might say to you, like, well, it's a good sci-fi film, but is it as good as Empire Strikes Back? I know Josh is going to like that little shout out I gave. So something like that might also get a 10 from us. We also don't see the 10 handed out too rarely. Something is not too rarely, too frequently. Something is going to have to really, really go above and beyond to earn that 10 from us. But those are the criteria that we like to consider when we would even think of handing out a 10. And now that I've given you guys all these review scores, I just want to go ahead and sum up for you guys that, if we give something a 7 and in your opinion it's an 8, that's okay. That's fine. We are not here to, we may validate your opinion and that's fine. We're not here to basically tell you guys how to think. We are here doing these reviews on comics, on movies, on games and everything to try to do our best to help you, the consumer. If we can go ahead and review something and make one of you go, wow, I never even considered checking this thing out, but now I definitely have to go check this thing out. And then you check it out and you really, really like it and you really enjoy it and you're happy that you got convinced to go do that by us, then we've definitely done our job. On the contrary, if you're on the fence about checking something out and our bad review convinces you, oh, maybe I shouldn't take a peek at that, maybe I should save my money on something else I might enjoy, or maybe I should go check out this other thing, and wow, I ended up really enjoying this other thing, then we've also done our job at that moment in time. We are basically doing this because there's so much media out there that is absolutely impossible to see all of it. And if we can go ahead and help make that a little easier for you guys, help you be a little more, savvy in your media consumption, helping you guys ensure that you always end up picking up things that you end up enjoying, then, we're happy. That's what we're here for. So that's pretty much it for this review rubric guide. Go ahead and consider us doing this for pretty much every single review we're going to be doing forward. We really thank you guys for all the support that you give us. If you like this new thing that we're going to be doing, go ahead and like this video, check out some of our other videos. I know Josh and Dan work very, very hard, so I'm sure they would appreciate it. As Josh always says, I hope you guys are having an awesome and nerdy day, and I will catch you all later.